Evening peeps, good evening everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget as well to like and share the vids. I was at talkSPORT today. I'm actually at talkSPORT every day, but I was at talkSPORT today covering the show as I have been all week from 1 till 4. And as I'm wrapping up my show today, I see Amir Khan walking in. Amir Khan was going to be a guest on the show after mine. So that's Goldstein and Ben, a football show. And I was like, 1 second, why is Amir Khan not on my show? Like, you know, I'm the boxing guy, right? Why isn't he on my show? Or, worst case, why isn't he on the show before mine? So that's White and Jordan, and they have like a boxing segment for an hour with Spencer Oliver. Chris Bidham-Smith came on that show today. I was like, what's going on here? So the conspiracy theorist in me, I have to admit, was like, is he avoiding the boxing shows and going on the football show? Again, no disrespect to Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent. They know they're boxing, but it's more on a very, very low casual level. So are they going to ask the questions that should be asked? And yeah, I was a bit upset, especially when I saw him walk in. I was like, well, he's here. Why can't we get him on? He's here right now. Let's get him on. Let me ask him some questions. So look, I haven't listened to it. I will listen to it as soon as I finish this. But yeah, disappointed that I wasn't able to sit down and speak to Amir Khan about everything that's happened in the last couple of days. What I will say though, is that he's not avoiding it. Like, Amir Khan is hitting this head on, hasn't he? He's already done interviews with Sky Sports. I think he done BBC Radio 5. Is that correct? Or BBC Radio 1. He's now doing talkSPORT. So he's not avoiding the tough questions. But yeah, disappointing that there is a boxing show on a Thursday where, you know, we can ask real questions. And then there's my show that I've had all week, well, I can definitely ask some questions, and we didn't get to do it. All right, Canelo Alvarez grinds hard in camp for John Ryder clash. Yeah, what are we, about a month away? May 6th. John Ryder said he's going to get out to, I think he said America this week and finish off camp, and then obviously make the way down to Mexico. Ain't going to be easy. I mean, it's almost mission impossible, isn't it? I mean, I know I spoke to John on Saturday at the AJ fight, and look, he might have a chance, but it's a slim chance. I give him as much chance as maybe, I don't even know, I'm trying to think of a fight where the guy is a big underdog. It's not just that he's fighting Canelo, it's that he's fighting Canelo in Canelo's backyard. Some people might even say Vegas is like Canelo's backyard, but you're talking, this is his backyard. This is it. Some good news to tell you guys. I'm actually going to be the presenter for that show. I found out a couple of days ago that I am going to be the presenter. Super excited. Again, I don't know where the next step is, but this boxing journey has been a crazy one. But yeah, so I found that out. I fly out, I think May 2nd. There's a lot of build up that they want to do. But yeah, that's great news. AJ aims for quick return. In 12 weeks, I go again. Who against? I said it could be Dillian White. Someone, who was I speaking to about this? You know how many people I've seen, by the way, on the train, even today on the DLR. Random, for those of you that don't know what DLR is, it's called the Docklands Light Railway. Random people on the train like, Ade. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, do I owe you money? They're like, no, I saw you. And then they have a conversation with me. So it could have been someone on the train that said, I said Dillian White, and they were like, no, lower. They said Tom Schwartz or something. Like, people were like literally saying, maybe not Dillian White, maybe we go a bit lower so AJ can get that confidence building knockout. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Has to be Dillian White or above. That I would go above Dillian White, so I'm not having that lower business. But it is good to see that AJ is good to go again in 12 weeks. I'm not quite sure if he's now on a bit of a 2-week holiday and then gets his ass back to Texas. But yeah, I think he can afford to chill out for 2 to 3 weeks. And then what do you normally want? An 8-week fight camp, and then you go again. Wilder's trainer, Joshua, is a bit gun shy ever since Ruiz lost. He's been overthinking. True? That's true. There's no way to get around that. You can see him thinking. You can. And by the way, nothing wrong with that. Thinking, like, you don't want to just be reckless, not at the top level. If you're reckless, this is heavyweight boxing. If you're reckless, you're going to get caught. But the problem is when AJ overthinks, I think he loses a bit of what made him very, very good. That kind of just explosiveness kind of vanishes because you can see him thinking about, not necessarily thinking about what he's going to do. It's more thinking about what's going to come back. So there's this kind of argument, I think, in his brain about offense and defense happening. I think that Derek James could work that out, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Devin Haney, Crawford is older than Loma. Is he old? No, don't say that. Loma old. Crawford is older than Loma, but Loma's body has been through way much more than Crawford. I mean, this is a Loma that had, I don't know how many amateur fights it is again, nearly 400. 400 amateur fights. Is clearly fighting above a weight class he shouldn't. So his body's having, I feel like sometimes when people jump weight classes like that, it's quite smart. So your body doesn't have to cut weight, and that can take a lot out of you. But I feel like he's overstretched it a little bit. These guys are very big, and I feel like his body's taken a beating. It might even take a beating in sparring against the bigger guys as well. He's had shoulder surgery, I think, on both shoulders, elbow surgery. This Loma is being held together by WD-40. And I just hope that there is enough WD-40 to keep him held. WD-40? Glue. That's what I meant anyway. You know what I'm talking about. I just hope there's enough glue to keep him going until this Haney fight. Isn't WD-40 the thing that if a door's creaking, you put a bit of WD-40? I don't fucking know. What's else we got here? Jamel Charlo believes a mega show. By the way, let me put the reverse gear on. Crawford, we're hearing a lot. I haven't done a video about it because I'm just not sure. But we are hearing Crawford versus Spence looks like it could be done. What's interesting about this is that Alexis Rocha, who was put in a mandatory position for Crawford, he said he's moving on. He's not fighting Crawford anymore. All of a sudden, he's moving on. And then you've got Furman, who was supposed to fight Spence. That's now gone quiet. I don't know. I'm just saying what I'm hearing. I'll tell you something else I'm hearing. And this I heard 3 days ago from someone who shall remain nameless. They are close, I'm hearing, or at least conversations have already begun for Oleksandr Usyk versus Deontay Wilder. Now, when I heard this information, I was like, nope, that's because Wilder's going to fight Ngannou, and it looks like Usyk is going to fight Daniel Dubois. But I'm hearing Daniel Dubois will receive step-aside money, and Wilder will happily entertain a fight against Oleksandr Usyk, and Oleksandr Usyk will happily entertain a fight against Deontay Wilder. This fight will go to the Middle East. This is what I'm hearing. Now, I'm not going to say this is fact. I'm not going to shout out any sources. I'm not sure. I'm just telling you what they've told me. That Oleksandr Usyk and Deontay Wilder are in discussions. Now, look, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Like, you know, if you're Oleksandr Usyk, you don't want to fight Daniel Dubois in a copper box, do you? I mean, do you? I mean, I say copper box, like Eddie, because that's what Tyson Fury said. Eddie Frank will probably move that fight to the OVO Arena. So that's the Wembley Arena, or even Manchester, because it's a big ticket seller, that one. But I don't know how you can get up for that fight if you're Oleksandr Usyk. You still do it. There's good money in it. But will you get up for that fight? You certainly get up for a fight against Deontay Wilder, because that's a scalp. When you're talking Usyk and you're talking legacy here and being known as one of the all-time greats, and by the way, that's still out there for him, a Wilder scalp is much more beneficial to you than a Daniel Dubois scalp. It's risky with Wilder. It's risky because you could be winning every single minute of every single round, and then you get caught in the last 10 seconds. It can happen. And I, for one, absolutely love it. I love it just because I can picture Wilder getting bashed up and angles and then him just landing one of those forehammers and it's lights out. I can really picture it. So look, hopefully whoever told me knows something I don't know, and there is some form of communication, because it is like, even the Wilder and Ngannou thing, that seemed to be something 3 weeks ago, and all of a sudden I'm hearing about Ngannou giving his price to BKFC, so that's the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships. So maybe it isn't Wilder straight away. So I don't know what's going on here, but I mean, who won't love the idea of Oleksandr Usyk versus Deontay Wilder? You can just picture that fight in your head, how that fight plays out. That's a fantastic matchup. It really is. Honestly, Usyk will embarrass Wilder, and then Wilder will catch him. That's how I see it anyway. I'm not quite sure about Usyk's chin, but I don't care what chin you've got. If Wilder catches you on the chin, good luck. And he will catch you. He catches everyone. Everyone gets caught on the chin. The only person that Wilder's ever fought that's not been caught on the chin I don't think, is Bermane-Stavern, the first fight. Other than that, you all get caught. So Usyk, as fast as he is and how he avoids punches, I get it. Wilder will catch him. Does Usyk have the chin to get up? Love it. Let's hope it happens. Jamel Charlo believes a mega showdown against Canelo Alvarez is very much possible. I don't think it is, so let's move on. British Boxing Board Chief responds to Khan drug ban. Says UCAD process is too slow but necessary. I think the British Boxing Board of Control are just embarrassing. Like, I'm not quite sure how long Robert Smith's been General Secretary, but is there like a voting process to bring in someone new? Just someone new who has fresh impetus, new ideas, and can fix this sport? Because I just don't know if my trust for them is still there. If that's being brutally honest. I just feel like something needs to happen. And this Conor Benn situation, now this Khan situation, has made me even believe that more. Something needs to happen with that organisation. It isn't all their fault, don't get me wrong. But yeah, their communication with fighters seems to be non-existent. Their communication and their work with other governing bodies, other drug organizations like such as VADA and WADA seems to be really slow. And even this one with UCAD, like why is this process, the Amir Khan process, taking so long? Don't know. I'm not quite sure. Kel Brook wants Amir Khan to face hefty fine over positive drug test. Yeah, I agree. Ban, as I said this the other day, a ban means nothing for Amir Khan. 2-year ban. Oh, I'm not fighting again. They even said a 2-year sports ban. Like Amir Khan's going to pick up a badminton racket. So, yeah, I agree. The only thing that can happen is a fine. That's the only punishment he can get. And I think it should be a hefty one as well. I love Amir Khan, but clearly something's gone wrong here. Something has gone wrong. Bam Rodriguez. The activity in 2022 was great, but it did tire my body out a bit. That's a bit disappointing. Just because Bam fought 3 times, which is why people were like and ahhing about giving him the fight of the year or Dimitri Bivol. I gave it to Dimitri Bivol, but I'm no argument if you gave it to Bam. I want to see a fighter fight 3 times a year. I do wonder if their camps are a bit too long. A lot of these fighters have 8-week camps. I'm guessing you need that. So I'm no boxing expert, but I feel like fighters, especially young fighters like Bam, should be able to fight 3 times a year. Easier said than done, right? Easier said than done. But this Ellie Scotney thing's crazy, right? Ellie Scotney no longer on the Katie Taylor Chantel Cameron card. There's clearly issues behind the scenes with Jamie Moore and Shane McGuigan and all the other stuff, the MTK. There's so much going on, right? But for Ellie Scotney, how disappointing is it? Her hero growing up would have been Katie Taylor. Fact, right? It would have been Katie Taylor. She gets the opportunity to fight for a world title on Katie Taylor's homecoming card, and it gets pulled. Right? There's so many things that upset me about that. Obviously, look, they'll reschedule it, but will it be a big card? And B, the money should have been paid as well. There's so much wrong with that. I saw her. What fight card did I see her in? I can't remember the fight card. Sorry, my brain's gone. I can't remember the fight card, but I remember seeing her ringside with Chris Billum-Smith, and I'm like, when are you going to get an opportunity, man? Like, what's going on? I ain't seen you for ages. She's like, oh, I got something coming, and she had a little smile on her face. This was it, and now it's been pulled. If it's Chantel Cameron, look, it's the biggest fight of your life. You don't want any drama behind the scenes. You just want to be able to approach fight camp like with a clear mind. You don't want any drama. So I can understand if you're Chantel Cameron why, if this is you and you're headlining, then you've got the power to say, I don't want anything that can disrupt me. And I know people have had a go at Chantel Cameron, but I can kind of get it. But it still doesn't take away from the fact that Ellie Scotney's missed the chance of her life here. Big blow, this one. Big blow. What else? Joe Joyce, I'll definitely force a stoppage on Franklin. Joshua's ripe for the picking. Maybe Joyce would, because Joyce is relentless. I will say this though, for as slow as Joyce is, like, Franklin's quite fast, isn't he? I think we can all admit he's actually quite fast feet, fast hands. Joyce doesn't have fast feet, fast hands. He's got a chin and he's got a gas tank. Joyce, I think, is ripe for AJ. Some people might say, you're just team AJ. Maybe. But how slow Joyce is, AJ can't miss, can he? I mean, can AJ knock him out? I'd hope to think so, but he can't miss. He can't miss. So, yeah. Look, Joyce, just concentrate on what you got to concentrate on, mate. Zhili Zhang. What was it? Next weekend, I think. Concentrate on that. All right. Are we done? I think we are kind of done. Yeah, we're done. All right. Peace and love.